Thanks for joining Sales with Suli, a mom of three who spent the last 12 summers knocking doors. Welcome to my podcast, where I talk about all things women, the ups and downs of my journey, and what it takes to find success on and off the doors. Enjoy this episode. Welcome back, friends, and thanks for tuning in this Sunday. As we are, a lot of you guys from alarms, dish, pest control are kind of transitioning into this postseason phase or more of this training phase. We're kind of reflecting on some of the things that we probably could or should have done better. And some of you reps currently right now who are prepping or who have signed in preparation for next summer are kind of like, okay, so eager. What can I do? What is there something that I need to work on and train to be able to have a successful summer next summer, or successful season period if you're still knocking year round in some of these industries. And the concept that I want to go over is complacency. When I look back on some of my summers and I see a lot of those reps, male and female, who have such great talent, but they're totally fine, with 1 to 2 deals a day, or a deal a month if it came to solar. How many of you guys on your guys' teams are seeing, or even yourself have look back and you're like, holy cow, I had an awesome week. I'm going to kind of coast this upcoming week. I deserve it. I have earned the fact that I am going to go and celebrate for a day, for a week, for a month, which then turns into a summer. And as you guys are coming off of your summer or prepping for next summer, I want you guys to have in the back of your mind, first of all, the definition of complacency. And there's a lot, but one that stood out to me, it's a feeling of quiet pleasure or security, often while unaware of some potential danger, defect, or the like, self-satisfaction. And I think about the line that says pleasure or security. We get comfortable in maybe our workouts, in maybe our school studies, we can just study the day of for our test, or working out. How many of us, like myself, is super lax during the weekend on our meal plans, and then we try to go hard during the week to make up for those 3 days that we have been complacent. And complacency can be the biggest killer of your entire summer or your entire door-to-door career. And so I kind of want to just go over some steps on being able to overcome that. But so many of us live our lives on autopilot. We do the same thing every day. Wake up, go to work, come home, and have dinner, repeat. When you find yourself drifting in that direction, you have to make a change. You must take on the mindset of nomadic, take no prisoners, life merging for a period of time. The attitude is the catalyst to killing complacency. It must be wild and unexpected. This attitude goes way beyond just being physically fit and must extend into every aspect into our lives. And I kind of want to dive into that aspect as far as what are some things that we can do to be able to overcome. The reason why middle class thinking never gets out of middle class income is because of this very concept, complacency. Not being willing to push oneself and stretch beyond one's comfort zone. To truly be a world-class thinker and a world-class person, one must do something that is hard to do every day. How simple is it to be before the summer starts, you're going to create all these goals. You are emotionally and you're mentally prepped to be hey, I am going to go and make this happen during the summer. And then the summer comes around and you are totally comfortable with, one pest control account. You're totally comfortable with two alarm deals a week. You are totally comfortable with 3 solar deals a month, and that complacency is just going to spill into the rest of your life. You never know your true potential until you move into the unknown. That does not mean running to every door. It means being consistent and constant. Do not stop and start, just keep swimming, as Dory the fish would say. Stick to your commitment to accomplish 100% at the very moment. It is a marathon, not a sprint. It is also one moment at a time, not for the next 4 months or the rest of the summer or the rest of the year. So there's going to be 5 ways that I have found that has helped me overcome complacency. Number 1, the harder the challenge, the more you are alive. Like, how many of you guys before the summer even starts are just going to school or working a 9 to 5? Getting in and tapping into the door-to-door industry, into the door-to-door space, you are never going to feel more alive. Well, maybe on a roller coaster or some like cool awesome trip somewhere. But as far as like change, as far as a challenge, you are not going to be more challenged for the better than you would on door to door. And I'm going to suggest to those of you who haven't started or who haven't made a plan, get there. 1 or 2, when you think you're done, you are only 40% done. So a lot of times when I'm looking back at the summer, there's going to be like days where it's, 3 o'clock is going to be lunchtime. And it's like 1 o'clock and it is hot and you're just like, holy cow, there are no sales. No one is home. This is when the excuses start, is when you're not seeing the sales come, is when you see that maybe you have had like a good week. You're finding all the reasons that you shouldn't keep going. You're finding all the reasons that you shouldn't keep knocking, that you shouldn't be consistent. So those of you guys in this off season right now, I want you guys to be able to create a plan to where you can, despite how hard the summer is, despite how many sales you do or don't have, you're going to commit to yourself that you're going to just finish the day, that you're going to keep going, that you're going to not break any promises that you have made before the summer has even started. Number 3, the third way to be able to overcome complacency. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable to get better. How many of you guys like start a workout plan and you're super sore on day 1 or day 2? Like, do you quit? I know I have. But those times as I kept going, kept pushing through the pain, I saw the definition in my muscles. I saw the numbers turn, in my waist or on the scale. Like, I saw the way that I mentally felt better and physically looked better because I was just pushing through that pain. There's too many of us in the industry on and off the doors that when we get a little bit of pain or when we're a little bit uncomfortable or when we're asking you to push just a little bit further, we can't. We are just, we're stuck in wanting to feel safe. We're stuck in wanting to feel sound, that we end up just not where we want to be during the summer. The fourth way in being able to overcome complacency, it's not what you do. It's not what you do. It's how you do it. A lot of times people are asking me, what separates you? As one of the top producers in the industry, what are some things that you are doing differently? And I am not saying anything different than you or your team leader or your regional. I am just super freaking consistent in doing it. I am not going to go 1 hour and making 0 deals and then think that I need to take a break. I am at the beginning of each day. These are my goals. I am going to knock until 3 p.m. I'm only going to take a 30-minute lunch. I'm going to knock till dark. I am going to focus on the controllables and only the things that I have control of. What time I'm going to wake up each day, how many doors I'm going to knock, how short or long of a lunch that I'm going to take. I can control my attitude. I can control the way that I react to my reps, to my team leader, and to the people on the doors. And that's definitely what's going to separate, first year reps, second year reps, from those 150 level reps to those 1,000 level reps to those solar reps who are doing 4 or 5 deals a month to doing 30 deals a month, it's going to be what you're doing day in, day out, hour after hour. I'm not one of those reps who I went and did 10 solar deals next week, and so I think I need to take another month off. I've done 10 deals last week, and I'm like, what can I do better? I need to beat what I've done last week. Okay. And lastly, number 5, you want to enjoy the pain. You already know that you're going to go through it. If you've already signed for next summer, if you've already decided that you're going to be in the door-to-door space, expect that there is going to be some trial and tribulation. Expect that there's going to be a lot of pain, but with pain is going to come growth. With pain is going to come that financial satisfaction. Like, finances isn't a definition of success for everyone, but being financially free definitely helps the pain a little less. It definitely helps the stressors in your lives just be a little less. So again, what I want to leave you reps who have just finished the door-to-door space, or those of you women who have just signed and are prepping for next summer, or are prepping for your next blitz, or are prepping for the current company that you are in. The harder the challenge, the more you are alive. 2, when you think you're done, you're not. Don't be one of those female reps who is just like, you know what? I'm just going to take today off and I'm going to work extra hard the next 2 days. You are not going to be able to do in those 2 days what you should have already been doing from day 1 to day 2 consistently. Okay. Number 3, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable to get better. 4, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Again, take the time to be consistent. There's going to be days where you're going to get 0. There's going to be days that you're going to get 5. But as long as you're taking the time day in and day out to be consistent to yourself, as far as like the number of doors that you're going to be knocking, the number of hours that you're going to be on the doors, those are what's going to add up at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and at the end of the summer or year. And then lastly, enjoy the pain. You already know that you've signed up. You already know that you're going to be in the space. So take the time each day to find the good in everything that you're going to be doing. Again, I'm super thankful for this concept of understanding exactly what complacency is. I know if you're taking the time now to truly understand it and how you can overcome it, you're going to find so much more success in your journey.
Thanks for taking the time to tune in. If I've added any kind of value to your thoughts on knocking doors, please share this podcast with another female rep. Until next time, know that you are capable, you are valued, and most importantly, you are enough.